Good morning, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I want to thank you for listening today. This presentation I've entitled, Yes, but Does It Fit the Value Equation? My good friend Tim and I, when we used to go wine tasting with our wives, when we both lived in California, we often asked this question that he came up with, and I appreciated his insight. He said, and I quote, does it fit the value equation? End of quote. And if you think about it, the example I'm referring to is when we would taste a $75 to $100 Cabernet when we were out wine tasting, a $75 to $100 Cabernet, was it really worth it? Maybe it was, maybe a special occasion perhaps, or could we get just as much satisfaction out of a $35 bottle of wine that was also a good Cabernet? But I got to thinking about it, and this value equation question that Tim and I developed over time it was kind of our secret language for not insulting the winemaker or anybody, but saying basically does it fit the value equation. But I got to thinking about it, and really it fits a lot of our industry expenses too, doesn't it? Especially repairs and maintenance, which I know you're very well attuned to this, how incredibly high those costs have become for repairs and maintenance. So I'll give you an example. Recently, I talked to a client who was preparing to spend $90,000 to replace an engine in a tractor that he'd been running, as he proudly stated, for 10 years. He had a lot of hours on this tractor, and I'm not advocating more debt, taking more debt on, but a comparable tractor was something to the tune of $300,000. That's a lot of money, of course, and I understand that. But with 0% financing that he was able to get, over 60 months, he would pay for this brand new tractor, he would pay $5,000 per month. But my greatest concern is, does this repair, the $90,000 repair, really fit the value equation, as we stated earlier? Because the big question is, what else will break over the next 5 years when he would have been making the 5 years of payments? So the same $90,000 over time instead of all up front would cover 18 months of his $5,000 a month payment. And the cool thing is he'd have no cash up front. But I will tell you, this gets even better, because his old tractor, which he was able to trade in, gave him another $60,000 trade-in value. So his payment was less than the $5,000. But here's the point. Every decision we make is an individual decision. Not just individual, you and me, but individuals as far as what this piece of equipment will do. Can we replace it? What's the cost? Every decision like this has numerous variables, and we need to take those into consideration. But I would suggest that sometimes it doesn't make sense to just do these repairs. So let's look at all the options. Spending $90,000 on a 10-year-old tractor, thinking that would be the end of the story, is probably insane. Because if you think about it, the next repair could be $30,000, could be $40,000, maybe it's a transmission, I don't know. But then what? Then you've still got a 10-year-old or 12-year-old tractor, and you're just going to continually pour money into it. So when you're facing a similar decision, I would recommend this. Consider what we entitled the value equation. And if I can assist you with that, please let me know. I love making these decisions, and I think they can be crucial to your cash flow and the success of your business financially. So, as Winston Churchill so accurately stated, and I love this quote, I quote, there ought to be ways of reforming a business other than merely putting more money into it. End of quote. I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, as well as our SAVE process, which stands for Simplify, Analyze, Visualize, and Execute. I want to thank you for listening today. Thank you very much.